It is the latest Architects Forum 2024 and will be kicking off in the next 3 minutes. It is 1 minute to day 2
Ladies and
of the
gentlemen,
Lagos Architects Forum.
let's put our hands together for Nialsc for that wonderful rendition. Appreciate her, appreciate her. Thank you so much. Esteemed colleagues, architects, fellows, good morning and welcome to LAF Day 2. My name is Beleful and I'll be the host for today's event. I also have my co-host here.
Yeah, well, his name was actually Belefo, but I'm an architect. So my name is Moniba Odunlami. I'm the General Secretary for NIA Lagos. So, I mean, this is maybe a side job for me, but I'm still an architect, I promise.
Um, tomorrow, grand finale to please endeavor to be here. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say a very big thank you to every one of us seated here in attendance. May God bless you all. Can I hear amen?
And our conversation continues on Lagos resilience and climate adaptation. So you're all very warmly welcome. We would just stand up briefly as we take the national anthem.
Thank you. You may have your seat. So, ladies and gentlemen, we declare this event open in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Amen.
As we move along, we would like to start off with our protocols and introductions as we recognize our esteemed guests that are seated here with us today. First and foremost, I'd like us to warmly recognize and welcome with us today our President, Architects Registration Council of Nigeria, Architect Sir Dikko Ajayi, FNIA PACON. You're welcome, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
We would also like to warmly recognize and welcome one of our special guests also for today, Architect Muyiwa Oki is the President, Royal Institute of British Architects. You're welcome, sir. We would like to also now warmly welcome our keynote speaker for today. And in the person of Mr. Olashupo Shashori, SAN, former Attorney General of Lagos State. You're welcome, sir.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, I want to recognize the presence of the Public Relations Officer, NIA, Architect Chris Uluko, FNIA. Please, a round of applause. Also, I'd like to use this medium to recognize the presence of the past HGS and past chairman NIA Lagos State Chapter. She is the convener and founder of LAF since 2009. Please put your hands together for architect Abimbola Ajayi. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I want to use this medium to recognize the presence of one of our speakers as well for today, Dr. Folayinka Dania. She is the Lagos State Chief Resilience Officer. Please, a round of applause. You're welcome, ma'am. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I want to use this medium to recognize the Principal Architect, Lagos State Ministry of Works and Infrastructure. He is going to be
Chairman of
session for today's event. Architect Taiwo Ayekwe. Ladies and gentlemen, we have in the house the President Building Collapse Prevention Guild, the past chairman for MTP, NITP, Town Planner Suleiman Yusuf. Please, a round of applause. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we have the presence of the past chapter chairman of Osun State, Architect Biola Kinola. Thank you so much for coming. Also in the house, ladies and gentlemen, we have the presence of Professor Architect Niyi Okedele. You're welcome, sir. Yeah, we love you. We love you.
Would also like to warmly recognize the past chair of Student Affairs, NIA, Architect Jide Ololade. Would also like to warmly welcome the General Secretary for Kaduna State Chapter, Architect Danjuma Adeni.
You're welcome, sir. We love you too. Thank you.
We would also like to warmly welcome everyone, if you're watching online or you're here today. Before we go on to that, we'd also like to recognize all our fellows. Architect Akintayo, we see you. You're welcome, sir. Good morning, sir. And all the fellows that are online and watching, you're welcome. And if you've taken time out to be here today, we appreciate all of you. Thank you so much.
Also want to use this medium to recognize the presence of all architecture students in the house. We have students from Caleb University. Put your hands together for yourself, Caleb. We also have students from Bells University. Put your hands together, Bells. And also, we have students from my very own school, Yaba the Great. Yaba Tech, please put your hands together for yourselves. Thank you. Thank you. Quickly, ladies and gentlemen, we're moving into the program of today's event. It's still the Lagos Architects Forum 2024, LAF 15.0. And we're talking about Lagos resilience and climate adaptation. At this junction, I would like to welcome the chief host for today's event, the chairman, NIA Lagos State Chapter, my daddy, my grandfather, my father.
He's my daddy too.
Architect David Majokodume. Lagos State, please put your hands together for the chairman.
First and foremost, let me apologize for starting a bit late. We had some technical issues, but thank God, at least we're up to it now. Ladies and gentlemen, under the protocol, I welcome the re-elected President of the Architects Registration Council of Nigeria, Architect Dipo Ajayi, FNIA. Thanks for being there for us always. The former president of the NITP, currently the president of the BCPG, Town Planner Yusuf. You're welcome, sir. And our keynote speaker today, actually, let me tell you one thing. Initially, I was panicking, thinking that, oh, his name is Olashukwu Shashore, but I'll call him by his first name, Shupo, you know. I'll tell you a joke. There was one day we were sitting somewhere and they were referring to him, my learned silk, called to the bar. And I had to joke with him. I said, I'm also called to the bar. But you know what that bar is? I'll leave it to your discretion. The founder of this event 15 years ago, Abimbola Ajayi, I'm proud of you. And I must say, yes, we're taking it further and further, at least for you to give birth and see the child being 15 years old. Yes. And to my esteemed, real special guest, my dear bro, my son, whom I'm so proud of. We're celebrating him. And we've been celebrating him since Tuesday when we met with the governor of Ogun State. Lo and behold, the first Black, not only the first colored and not only the first Africa, but being a Nigerian and also being from Ogun State. In the history of Royal Institute of British Architects, of which I'm a member too, created 1837, the first youngest architect to be the president of the Royal Institute of British Architects. Muiwaoki, I appreciate you. Please, let's celebrate him. And he will be the first RIBA president to visit Nigeria, even since the creation of NIA since 1960. And also one of our distinguished speakers today, the Chief Resident Officer of Lagos State, Dr. Folayinka Daniel. You're welcome. And the chairman of the session today, the principal architect in the Ministry of Works, Architect Taiwo Ayekwe. All my fellows, colleague fellows in the house, I must recognize Danjuma. You know, he came all the way from Kaduna. Danjuma, please be upstanding again for recognition. I really appreciate you. You know, Lagos State leads. And apart from Lagos Architects Forum, the ever next Architects Forum we'll have is the Kaduna Architects Forum held last year, of which myself and architect Abimbola Ajayi were at the event. The tutors of all tutors, Professor Okedele, teacher of architects, and also the celebrity architect for this year's the celebrity architect for Lagos Architects Forum for this year. That's Architect Theo Lawson, FNIA. Please be upstanding. Is going to be awarded the celebrity architect tomorrow. All the fellows in the house, my PRO, national, Chris Loco, a past vice chairman of the chapter, Architect Adeochi, please be upstanding for recognition, please. Distinguished members of Nigerian Institute of Architects, the student, and the press. I rise with immense pleasure and honor to extend my warm welcome to a distinguished guest of honor, whose presence dignifies this occasion with their esteemed status and invaluable contribution to the field of architecture and governance. I will also like to extend a welcome to our distinguished speakers, most especially Mr. Olashukwu Shashore, SAN, and Dr. Folayinka Daniel. Today, as we gathered to deliberate on Lagos resilience and climate adaptation strategies, we are not merely discussing the abstract concept. We are confronting the very essence of our profession, the heart of creating spaces that not only withstand the test of time, but also nurture the well-being of its inhabitants and natural environments. As we embark on this journey of exploration and collaboration, let us remain needful of the challenges ahead and the opportunities they present. Let us harness the power of innovation, interdisciplinary collaboration, and community engagement to create a more resilient adaptivity Lagos for generations to come. Once again, welcome to Lagos Architects Forum 15.0. May our deliberations be fruitful, our exchanges enlightening, and our collective vision for Lagos resolute. Thank you very much, everyone. Please, before we call on our first speaker, I would like to seek indulgence just to give the president of ACON, because I have the opportunity. It's my subject because it belonged to Lagos State Chapter before belonging to Ekiti State Chapter. Now, his maiden address, because he was appointed, elected, not precisely a week ago. So, Mr. Shukwashashwere, please indulge me. I want him to give his maiden address as the president of ACON, which will be the goodwill message for us. And his maiden, I insist, is my subject, but it's my organ. You can withdraw my license anytime. But being that he's in Lagos and he was a member of Lagos State Chapter before the creation of Ekiti State Chapter, may I invite you, sir, Sir Architect Sir Dikko Ajayi, President, Architect Registration Council of Nigeria.
Good morning, everyone. And good morning, particularly the architects, the students, before I go to other professions. Permit me to say that after God, architects were created. Clap for yourselves. At the beginning of the world, I was told I wasn't there. The whole world was in shambles. No delineation, as a planning officer will attest to that. But we are brought to light as artists to create and recreate, and that is where we are today. We have not utilized 1% of the talent that God gave to us. On that note, I will have to congratulate my sister, even though we always see scarcely because of the politics of architecture and Nigeria itself. Bimbo, Architect Bimbo Ajayi. She has the heart of a lion. When I sit down with her, she emits so much energy to me to carry on. I congratulate you. The only thing you can leave behind in life is good legacy. This one was born 15 years ago. You never know that it's going to go this way. And you continue despite the challenges. So I borrow a lot from you. Even when I came as president of ACON, I was invited and I was elected. And this one again, a week ago, I think you will say why. Few days to that time, I told them I will not be able to continue because the storm was too much. But pressure in the north from the east, and of course from my home base, said you have to continue and give good foundation for the generation coming behind, because I'm owing them a lot. God has helped some of us. We have to give back. So I think I must commend you for bringing this for. I have to be here because David is my son, wherever he is. Even though when it comes to politics of the game, they will abuse me. You know, everybody abuse the Tinubu everywhere, because you have to take tough decisions against your will in life if you must succeed. So some of the decisions may not favor him as my son, no apology. Some will favor him, you run to me. So I think I congratulate you for hosting me today. I came back very late yesterday night from Abuja in a long meeting. I said I had to be here this morning. So that shows how the respect I give to Lagos State chapters. You are the heart of architecture in Nigeria. You should know that. You have to give concessions, you have to cooperate. And David particularly leave something good behind. I don't want to marginalize our son, Barrister Sasore. You are welcome, sir. I'm happy, must have been disturbing you since you are sitting down by Professor Ladile, trying to quote law and law. You are not for law today, I want to tell him. But thank you, Professor, for giving us some insight into the future of architecture and between decrees. Thank you very much. He was talking the difference between decree and act and constitution. I'm not a lawyer. When people ask me questions in law, even though I did law of torts, law of contract in the university, in our own university, I told you I'm a layman. I don't comment. I leave it to him because I don't want to take his job. God will honor you, sir, for honoring us this. Please be close to us. I must tell you quickly, secretly, when I came to be head of this architecture in Nigeria, I was confronted with so many cases. I was scared going to court before. I will see this letter. Bimbola sued this one. Oladile sued that. I say, this is what I'm coming to do here. I don't know. I ask myself. So each time I see one, but now, if I see 50 letters that I should come to court, I am ready. Out of 15 cases I met on ground, we won 12. And 2 we are negotiating. We want peace. How is peace obtained? There must be war before peace. Peace is not cheap. When you kneel down, you pray for peace, you must be ready to pay price for it. Peace is not cheap. Peace is not cheap, even between husband and wife. There must be concessions, negotiations. Go back home and settle your quarrel in the court. So learn that when you want to live well, you need Barrister Sasore behind you. Sir, I'm campaigning for you. My commission is 10%. I'm happy today that I was re-elected. This is my first official function. And I think David knows that I love money and you must pay me back because I love you. I love Lagos State. You see, laugh. You must laugh. Everybody here must laugh. Laugh is a medicine. Smile is a medicine. Even when you are sad, try to smile. You need it as architects because if you must make people happy, you must make yourself happy. We are the people that make people happy. Today you can boast of so many That climate change or not climate change, your head as architect still remain there. When I was coming, I was giving a epistle to read to you, but I will not read it. I don't want to waste your time. It's an opportunity for me to mingle and, join you to facilitate with David and Bimbo. Bimbo doesn't know how much I love her. Just in the council, he will not greet me at times doing like this. We are going back home. Ekiti people, they are very special. They are very resilient. They are well read. We have many Okedeles in villages there. Old household name. So I'm not surprised that Big Boy is doing well. Carry on. And I will support you. I really thank the student here. Look up to us. We are going to give you the umbrella, not the PDP one. Be free to ask any questions in your life, not now or now. With clean mind, I think I should be able to answer it anytime. I met these challenges we had in the architectural family, started about 12 years ago. And I'm happy today that we are on top of it. And probably that's why God made them to elect me a few days ago. And I will not disappoint you, I pledge. When you have advice a student to give, we have our website. You have my phone number. My phone number, I have 124 hours. I'm ready to answer you. Either I'm in the country or not. I'm an architect first and foremost. As the lady said, I'm happy you are thinking. The lady should, at least I don't know her, it should be upstanding. I'll be preaching that we must continue to think outside the box. You must have something you are doing. You are using your brain and your hand to do apart from architecture. Money is not easy to come by. I mean, neat money. So please, I congratulate you for choosing to be, what do you call it you are doing here? Yes, you are combining this one. You must be doing something extra in your life. That is why people like me is able to stand before you, boldly this money to say, I am president of ACOM. Our sitting allowance is 100,000 naira. You can imagine that, what that means. But we are happy to give back. And I will still continue to give back. I'm going to meet some of you at Ikogosi this week or next week. Yes, I'll be part of the program by God's grace. So I congratulate you for this everlasting project you have chosen. And I will support you, my little, architects like me, who is old, has not much money. We have money of yesterday, not of today. So I will support you with 500,000 naira. Not for my account, please, for my personal account. And it's continuing to grow and grow. And I pledge that you'll be attending your chapter meetings from time to time. And please, don't forget to criticize. Either healthy or not healthy, criticize. It's part of movement. Say it, be bold. Be bold to say your mind. If that is what I have, I am bold as an architect. So please, on that note, I thank you. I'm sorry I have to go somewhere else. I'm like the son of nobody. They call me here and there. I pray that God will continue to be with you, support you, and you are successful people, I know, but you continue to grow from strength to strength. Good morning, everybody. I'm very grateful.
Ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause one more time for the President Akon, Architect Sir Dipo Ajayi. Thank you so much, sir. You've really opened our eyes to how we see Ekiti State people now. God bless you. God bless you. You know, for those of you who didn't know, Ekiti State has the highest numbers of professors in the state. And I also just got to know that Ekiti State people also loves money. You know, I thought it's only the Igbos, you know, but clean money, yeah, old money, you know, it's good, it's good. You've heard it all. Speak your mind, ask questions. Students that are here, write down your questions. We'll be taking them before the end of today's event. Quickly, ladies and gentlemen, we have a goodwill message here from AIA International, and I'll read. I'd like to congratulate the Nigerian Institute of Architects, Lagos State Chapter, on the hosting of 2024 Lab 15.0 from Wednesday, May 8, 2024 to Saturday, May 11, 2024. AIA International strongly supports Lab 15.0. I understand AIA International was the co-host for the last 3 years of Lab Forum. The theme, Lagos Resilience and Climate Adaptation, resonates with the American Institute of Architects framework for design excellence. The latter sets the standard for design excellence for how our architectural profession works together to design a better world for climate, people, and communities. Climate challenge in Nigeria is more than an existential response. Rising sea levels increases vulnerability to flooding, coastal damage, and waterborne disease, drought, and desertification, and others that impact health and even food security. I hope that over the next 4 days, your speakers will deep dive into this topic of resilience, and your participants will be inspired. I wish you all a successful forum. That's from the AIA International. Can you please put your hands together for them? Quickly, we have our product presentation. And the first on the list, we'll be having LG Electronics. I believe most of us here, we have 1 or 2 of their products in our household. So let's hear from LG Electronics. Please, a round of applause for LG Electronics.
Just a reminder, we have raffle draw. Actually, we're supposed to have every day, but we shifted it to tomorrow. Courtesy of LG, we have microwaves and air condition to win tomorrow. Thank you.
I have a slide to show. Yeah, good morning, everyone. My name is Vinod Sankar from LG Electronics, Nigeria. So I'm a mechanical engineer. So I handle HVAC. HVAC is heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. So all my presentation is about like our LG CAC products. Okay, just can I have the next slide? Next. Next. Okay. Okay, speaking about our business overview. So as LG Electronics, we are from Korea. So house appliances, home entertainment, business solutions, and vehicle component solutions. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, so speaking about air conditioning, this is what we do. So RAC, which is a very small air conditionings we all have in our home, and then their lineups goes up to CAC. We do VRF, and we do chillers, we do bacon controls. ESS is energy storage systems. We have that as well. So speaking about operation function wise, So all our machines, especially like commercial air conditioners, which says like VRF. So all our machines can heat and cool. So it's not like we are selling in Africa. So we have a different lineup to reduce the price. So the machines we are selling in global, we are selling here in Nigeria with the global standards. So all the machines are from Korea. So, and we have air purification, hot water solutions, controls, ventilation, and underfloor heating. Yeah, let's move to the next slide. So this is our global setup. We have 11 global production sites and 53 global sales offices. For West Africa, our office is here in Lagos. So the office is located in Lekki. So from here, we have wide operations over 24 West African countries. We have branch offices in Angola, Cameroon, Senegal, and almost all the countries we have a strong distribution setup. Yeah, let's move the next slide. Okay, so we are all engineers here, so we all know projects. So speaking about project, there is always a 3 steps, starts from planning and design, construction, and maintenance. So this all my presentation is about like how LG supports you in all the 3 phases. So speaking about planning and design, so all comes with a software, right? So we have a wide variety of softwares. So starting from LADS Energy, LADS LCC, it's a life cycle cost software. And there are some other softwares as well. LADS HVAC is our selection software. If you want to learn, just meet us in the stall there. It's a very simple software. If you want to do simple air conditioning design, just open the software, drop your outdoor unit, indoor unit. It will give you the Y branches, copper pipe sizes, oil trap, all the detailed information. It's on your fingertip. Yeah, and we have LADS CAD. You all work on AutoCAD. So you can actually do your AC selection inside the CAD. It saves a lot of time, and we can also install and train for you. And we also have in Revit, since you're all architects, you work on 3Ds. So the selection can be made actually in 3D as well. So these are some of other engineering tools like energy payback calculations, CAC partner applications, all this stuff. So you can simply log into this, and then you can always download all LG specifications or product comparisons, latest blogs, news, trends in the HVAC industries, all can be downloaded here. So these all from the first stage, when moves to next construction stages. There are again a bunch of softwares we have. CFD analysis, I think many of you know CFD. CFD is computational fluid dynamics. So you all architects know that very well. So we as LG, we have that software. This is a special support from our HQ in Korea. So with this, we can identify the airflow from an air conditioning. Say like there is an AC there, people sitting here, they are not feeling the air. So we can make a simulation that how the air transfers, what are the air velocities, all those things can be studied. It's a very brief engineering study, especially from Korea. So speaking about this one, field event. So it's not only about software rights. We have all actual manpower here in the Lagos. So this team is with the expatriate good Nigerian brains. And then this team is supported from our Dubai and HQ. So we as LG have our own team, and this is our unique selling point for this market. So if you have a project, you're doing an air conditioning, it's not like we come on the testing and commissioning stage and then say, no, this is wrong, change this is change. So our field engineers will be there in the first day of your installations. They will make sure that all the copper pipes, Y branches, whatever you're doing regarding the air conditioning, it's installed as per our global standard. So this is and this is not only for Lagos. This team travels to the end point, say like Senegal, we travel there. So that's our biggest unique selling point for this market. So this is our academy. So overall 73 global academies, and the regional academy is located in Dubai. For Lagos, we have one academy in Nialsc, and we have programs over there. It's free of cost. If you're a new engineer, want to learn software, want to learn HVAC, just visit there. So there is a big announcement coming up now. LG is opening a big academy in BI. So the standards will be like Dubai. So that when that academy opens, we will be notifying you all through our SNS platforms. So that is going to be a very functional academy with all the training program certifications. And this is the first air conditioning brand to do. Then we do. It's not a tie-up with any other third party. So it's all LG investment. We are investing a lot of money into this market to enhance the engineering. Yeah. So this is all from construction. Speaking about operation and maintenance. So operations, it means, we all know about this simple tool called ThinkU. So if you have LG appliances and it's a simple tool, you just it's simple application install in your mobile phone, and then you can control all the LG appliances from your mobile. Yeah, this is the cloud solution. So it's not applicable for West Africa for now, but it's like a cloud monitoring of a remote project, say like a hotel project in Abuja. We can control from here. We can see how many units are running, what is service due, and when the spare parts to be prepared. So this all things can be done in the cloud solutions. For now, we are doing this in Dubai, but I hope to see improvements over here in West Africa as well. Yeah, this I already told you that our FE team. So this again, the FE team have another software. It's not like that the team comes there and then climb up and down. They simply have a simple tool, just input that in the machine, and then it will give you all the machine operations and the error codes, all those stuffs. Yeah. These are our global reference sites. Of course, for Africa, we have a handful of sites here. We are doing airports around Africa and even Lagos. Okay, just scroll through. These are some of the certifications. Just show the product lineup once. Yeah, next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Just one more. Next slide. So this is our lineup. So since I have a short time here, so let me be quick on it. So VRF machines are multi V5, and we have multi V water lineup, and we have mini VRF if you have a residential apartment with like 5 or 6 rooms. So this is a very suitable solutions. We have multi V modular and indoor units. You can see we have all the indoor units shown here into the market. And we have multi splits. It's a concept of VRF plus normal inverter units. So you can connect multiple indoor units to a single outdoor unit. And these are the single split lineup. You can see from normal cassettes, we have all these things, and we have big capacity rooftop units. It's from Saudi Arabia inverter heat pump models. The highest capacity what we have is 40 ton. And these are chillers. We also have our chillers from Korea, starting from simple scroll, and we have up to the centrifugal chillers. And we also have absorption chillers. It's a very interesting concept. You see, we use a lot of generators in Nigeria across, right? So that fume coming out is like, say, 300 degrees Celsius. We have a chiller that can absorb the heat and then give you an energy. It's like an energy absorption chiller. Again, some of the reference sites all over the global government and corporate buildings. Yeah. Yes. Next site. Okay, next. Next. Yeah, that's it. We have a stall over there. If you have any queries, just meet our men there. Thank you for the opportunity. Have a great event. Bye.
Thank you so much, LG. If you have further questions for them, you can check out their work, their products. You know, while the president of Alcon was giving his speech, he said we should talk without fear. We should be bold. Yes, we should be bold. I have something to say. I started my architectural journey in Federal Polytechnic at Ekiti, 2011. And while I was there, our school fees then was 14,000 naira. I went to Yaba Tech in 2015, HND. My school fees then was 30,000 naira. When I hear the amount of school fees for Caleb and Bells University students, you know, I feel like when they graduate, immediately they collect their certificate, they should be handed a seal. Am I speaking your mind? You know, that certificate should come with a seal. It's not easy to pay such an amount of money And then they graduate, they are going again and again and again and again. Aktemuyiwa, are you surprised? Is my suggestion, because they said we should be bold. So I'm being bold about it. And I know they agree with me. Quickly, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be having our first speaker for today's session. Let's get to know and meet our first speaker.
Yes, while we were having the brief conversation, we have a few people that walked in that I would like to quickly recognize. We'd like to recognize Architect Fakolade, his FNIA, HOD, Architecture Department, Anchor University. You're welcome, sir. We also had a few fellows that joined us right about now. We would like to welcome and recognize Architect Bayo Adewakun. He's the chair of AIP committee for the NIA Lagos State chapter. You're welcome, sir. Would also like to recognize one of our fellows, Architect Akin Arugumati. You're welcome, sir. Okay, moving on very quickly, we have our keynote speaker and special guest for today. I would like to introduce you to Barrister Olasupo Shashore. He's a senior advocate of Nigeria and a founding partner at Africa Law Practice NG & Co., a leading commercial law firm in Nigeria. With over 36 years of experience, he is well known for his representation of multinationals and state sovereigns in many disputes in the Supreme and Appellate Courts of Nigeria. He's currently chairman of the Commonwealth Enterprise and Investment Council, Nigeria Advisory Board, and a member of CWEIC International Advisory Board. He's the chairman of Lagos Theatre Festival Foundation, LTD, inaugurated by the British Council in Nigeria. He was appointed as a member and secretary of the Presidential Petroleum Revenue Special Task Force, a member steering committee of the National Infrastructure Master Plan, and a resource person in Nigeria's solid minerals regulator in connection with the roadmap for the growth and development of the Nigerian mining industry. Professionally, he's frequently instructed as lead counsel in diverse commercial and public regulatory sector disputes. Shashore is also an advisor on energy, electricity, and infrastructure transactions. Shashore is referred to as a seasoned arbitrator and strategic litigator by Who's Who Legal, a best-in-class research publication of the leading lawyers and experts in the world. He has acted for sovereign, subnational, and private international parties in international commercial and investment arbitration and litigation. He has significant experience in investor-state arbitration and is a leading African counsel with the ICSID hearing experience and other investment-related disputes. He is frequently appointed arbitrator or expert on Nigerian law, shipping and maritime law, and advises on risk in mining and energy law. He has consulted on reforms in the electric power sector for states and multilateral funding institutions. He is a fellow and tutor of the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators, a former member of the Section on Business Law Council of the Nigerian Bar Association, and past chairman, arbitration and ADR committee of the Nigerian Bar Association Section on Business Law, former pioneer vice president of the Maritime Arbitrators Association of Nigeria, and former president of the Lagos Court of Arbitration. He was admitted as an arbitrator, Energy Disputes Arbitration Center in Turkey, and as a pioneer member of the Asian Institute of Alternative Dispute Resolution. He's a member of the London Courts and International Arbitration Africa User Group, the panel of recognized international market experts, PRIME, and its advisory committee, and a former board member of the International Lawyers for Africa. Please put a warm welcome and round of applause for Barrister Olasupo Shashore, SAN.
SAN.
Wow. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Just listening to my rather flattering CV there, I was wondering what the hell I'm doing here. I'm not in the built environment, and I'm certainly not an architect. So this is going to be interesting. Don't you think so? I'm sure you were wondering, yeah, so what? What is he coming to tell us about resilience? And yeah, you're waiting. It's good to see the CRO here. I'm not sure, how many states have a CRO now? You see, that's Lagos is always number one. A round of applause for Lagos State. Our Chief Resilience Officer. It shows that the vision is there. And it's opposite that you have asked me to speak about Lagos, resilient Lagos, and your general overarching theme, climate adaptation. Is that the overarching climate adaptation? Well, let me first confess. I'm not going to talk to you about climate change and the rising sea levels, because I'm sure many experts have spoken to you about that and probably still will. But I'm going to talk to you about something very related. I'm going to talk to you about human conduct and human behavior, which I'm sure you'll agree leads somehow to climate changes. But more importantly, I'm going to center what my conversation, and it's a short conversation today, I'm going to center it on Lagos resilience. But I have some biases. Besides the law, my bias is history. So I'm going to give you a historical context. And some of you are already laughing. I'm going to give you a historical context to Lagos resilience. And I'm going to do that for, not just because I want to have fun this morning, but because it's important to understand our resilience history in order to be able to determine what our resilience future is going to be, so that we don't fall victim of some of the mistakes, and we also have some context as to where we are. Not excuses, but context as to where we are. And I'm happy today, I was very happy when I was waiting for the event to start, that I saw so many young people, so many students. So I'm sure out there I can already see some future commissioners for the environment, some future commissioners for works and housing, I can see them. They can't see me, but I can see them. And you'll see yourselves someday soon. I can see ministers, some ministers for environment, and people who are going to be driving the policy and planning of Nigeria into the future. Sorry about that, you old folks. I'm sure there's still something left for you. But I'm happy that the older people, you're not old yet. I won't single you out, don't worry. I see some of the older people because I think a little bit of what I'll say will speak to people like me as well. And let's see how we go. What I did do, I assembled some pictures, and it's early in the morning, so it's not that early anymore. But when I prepared them, I thought it would be early in the morning. So I want to show you some pictures to set the tone. Would you like that? Some pictures? Yeah, it's easier. Pictures are easier than hearing people talk. Can I have the slides? Can you put that up? Yeah, you know, I told you I was about history. So give me the first slide. Okay, I don't know how well you can see this. And some of these pictures are freely available, but what I did was to assemble them. This is the ferry wharf of the marina. Everything I'm going to show you is about the marina on Lagos Island. This is the ferry wharf on the marina. It's not dated, but my guess is that this was about 1940. Next. This one I know certainly is 1946. And this is the Lagos Marina. You can see the lagoon on the left there. Can you all see that? All right. Next. So two of them together. This is the marina, a little more built up now. So we're moving into the early 50s here. And here we're certainly in the mid 50s, 1955. And these are both marina shots. Again. Next. Okay. If you see can you see the tramway in front there? Can you see the rail tracks? So this is marina about just after what you call CMS today. Some of the older ones will remember Kingsway Store, which is Lower Marina, getting closer to where UBA is today. Again, both are Marina shots. Okay. Again, 2 shots of Marina. These are much older. I would put these in the 1940s bracket and this 1950s, owing by the policeman there. Yes? And bringing you up to date into the swinging 60s and early 70s. You can see Marina, you see the post office. Many of you don't know what a post office is, where we used to post letters. You don't post letters these days, but, you know, hang on. All right. You can change it now. And then this is the CMS bus stop and the church, and another shot of the post office. Now, I think stop there. You see, I've shown you one of the most focal points of Lagos and its transition over probably a period of about 70 to 80 years. And much of it has remained recognizable, fairly much the same, but all of that was under a period called colonial rule, where the British were running things in Lagos and Nigeria. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to, it's a very short talk, but I think I'll try and make my point. You know, some of you, the older ones here, often are full of nostalgia. You're romantic about the past. You say things like the good old days and how things were organized in the days of the British, and how some even go as far as to say, I wish the British would come back, the way they organized and planning. And I want to see if we could recognize their resilience story for Lagos and see what they did, because those good old days, we want to see how good those old days were, because the assumption is we're in bad days and we are not as good as the British. And I think it's important because it'll help us think about how we approach the future. And, you know, there were some huge actors in those days. You'll meet some of them I don't like. You'll meet at least one of them. So let me introduce one of the chief proponents and what he had to say about Lagos. Its physical defects as a port has been mentioned. To the lagoons and swamps must be added the often laden skies reflected in gray waters, the hot, heavy atmosphere during which much of the year, and the vast maze, long established slums, which at a density of 30,000 to a square mile, in the hands of determined owners with the rights of British subjects, have been the despair of a long succession of town planners and sanitary officers. So this person, his name was Frederick Lugard, and some of you who know me well know I dislike him immensely. Although he's long dead now, but I still dislike him. The mistake a lot of us make when they refer to him with respect to Nigerian history, they call him Lord Lugard. He was not Lord Lugard in Nigeria. He had nothing to do with Lord Lugard. He didn't become a lord until 1928, and he had long been sacked from Nigeria in 1919. So it's one of my pet hatreds. He was Frederick Lugard when he was here, not Lord anything. Anyway, that's what his view was of Nigeria, of Lagos and Nigeria, but Lagos in particular. Now, the important thing about mentioning him is that he epitomized an attitude of these good old days. He epitomized a planning culture. If you think about resilience, the ability to absorb, the ability to recover, the ability to prepare, the ability to plan for the future, the sustainable attitude towards the future, its community, and its physical and spatial existence. So he epitomized the good old days that some of the old people here like. So what I wanted to say was that for a long time, the historical events of a place like Lagos was driven by things that were way outside its control. For instance, the Europeans, they couldn't control the Europeans. And they brought up a slightly different story. A different story from what they expected. And, you know, the consequence of this interaction affected the resilient future, the possibility of a resilient future of a place like Lagos. And people who are neighbors to Lagos in the north and other parts of the country often relied on the resilience of Lagos for their own existence. So in much the same respect as I'm speaking about Lagos, I'm speaking about much of Nigeria, if not all of it. So I want to single out two major events, two standout events that haunt us till today, but they were part of the historical recovery mission of Lagos. I'm not saying Lagos State. They're part of the recovery mission of Lagos. And these two events, and I'm sure not many of you can probably have put them together before, but there were two major events that have affected our spatial future. The first one was in 1895, and the building of what is called the Lagos Rail System. It was called the Lagos Rail Service. It was the first in the country, and it traversed much of the hinterland beyond the exact territory of Lagos. In fact, the railway was one of the reasons why there is Nigeria today, because the joining of the railway system that then developed in the north part of Nigeria had to be joined up with the rail system that started in Lagos and covered southern Nigeria. So if you look at the reports, you'll find that one of the reasons why there's Nigeria today was the economies of scale in joining up the railway. And I kid you not, but that's not what we're talking about. The 1895 building of the railway wasn't for Nigeria, it was for a particular purpose. Because they knew from engineering studies, these are the people who owned the good old days, the British. They knew that they needed to build, for economic reasons, two large harbor moles. A mole is a breakwater that is used to stop rough seas. Lagos is a natural harbor, but it was not effective as a commercial harbor because it couldn't accept large ships because the seas were too rough. They needed to use special engineering that was scarcely available at the time to build two harbor moles, an east mole and a north mole. How are these two events related? The Lagos Rail and the